Welcome back. Played swap the car game. Got the engine moved forward, so now we got the 94 Mustang in. So at this point, pulled the seats out. And we got to pull a dash. Pull a dash, pull the heater cord, get that out of the way, pull wiring, get it all out of the way. So the wiring on passenger side's main one that's got to come out. The driver's side, we'll worry about that later. But the passenger side, I got to swap that out while the heater core is out. Makes it a lot easier. Oh, excuse me. So we'll get that done, taken care of, and get it back together. Hopefully. Because, well, I got enough room to move the car around and push it in when it starts raining or nighttime. But once I pull front end off and have it off the ground, I need to make sure that I can maneuver stuff around and make stuff happen before night, rain, stuff like that. So I'm gonna work on getting this dash out real quick again. So just a reminder, 3 screws up on top. There's 3 screws on bottom, which are already out on this one. This actually has an amp in it, so I don't know if this had a, it looks like it had a changer in it too, so that's gonna go away, but is what it is. Kick panels, got to pull those out, disconnect the wiring on both sides. Actually, it looks like the ECU has already been pulled out on this one, which is fine. There's a bolt up inside here. If you, I don't know if you can see it in there or not, but it's way in there. One behind the glove box over there. Then there's going to be a bolt right here. And then same on the other side, bolt there. Steering column, 4 screws there. Harnesses. Then disconnect the steering column, disconnect the brake pedal, and pull the column out. And then the dash should be completely loose where we can pull that out and off. And then for the heater core, there's bolts under the hood. There's 2 bolts. Actually, I think there's 1 bolt that actually matters under the hood. And then 2 bolts behind the dash and 1 screw down on the bottom that's a pain to get to. And then you can pull the heater core out. So, gotta get to work. Alright, dash is out of this one. Guess I got a little friend in here. So, that's a good thing I pulled it apart. Because, yeah, that's not a good thing. But, so, inside here, I was talking about. So, we got your choice here. I'll just take the top one out. Then again, right here. Get that out. Then we got real tiny screw hiding lights right down there. So then you got those out. Then you got the one outside that I already took out, and then we can pull that out of here, and dash is disconnected and everything's out. Then we can get the wiring for the ECU, transmission, all that stuff. Get that pulled through the firewall, bring it back through, and we can put it, start putting it back together. All right. So heater core's out. I got the new ECU in and the new wiring harness in already. That's looking good so far. Hopefully it stays that way. And you can see right now I got both of them dangling out here. Here's the old one from the car. This is the one from the 97. So I know I still have to take the fender off to get all that, but I'm not worried about that right now. Right now I'm just worried about getting the dash together, getting the interior back in, so clean up some room in here, and then we'll worry about the front end and whatnot, because this stuff is taking up quite a bit of room over here. So we're gonna go ahead and throw the heater core in. Hopefully it all goes well. All right, well, rain started. So here we go. Dash is in. I gotta put the top strip on yet. I gotta put the vent HVAC controls in yet. Shifter's in. Oh, grab the light here. I got one wire here to fix from that shifter, so I'll have to get that fixed. I ended up using the steering column from the 94 because the U-joint here was opposite direction for some stupid reason on the steering shaft. So 94, and what I'm gonna do, here's the wiring for the pats. So I left this connector out so I can get to it, no big deal. I think I'm gonna attach the key, the old key for this, to this, and then hide it. Because I don't care. I don't need to worry about pats. So I'll work on getting that done, but nonetheless, I'm gonna throw in that HVAC system here real quick, and then let's see if electrical stuff happens or if the smoke gets let out. All right, well, HVAC is connected. Now it's time to see if we're gonna let the smoke out or what's gonna happen, because I'm hoping that the 94 and 97. All right, we're on. We got some power. I'm hoping 94 and 97 are somewhat similar, because I don't really want to switch the rest of the harness. All right, so we should be on. That's accessory. Windows work. Lock, unlock works. Anything on the trunk? Oh yeah. All right, now that that's gone, trunk pop work. Trunk pop works. How about lights? Well, it don't look like the dash lights work on here. That's great. We got front lights, back lights. We got back lights, flashers. You got one flasher, no flasher over here. Huh. I'll have to figure out what's going on there. How about up front? Flasher, no flasher. Interesting. All right, let's turn the key on. That light. No fuel pump? No fuel pump. All right, we're gonna turn that off. Those off. Okay, fast bank. No blink. Fast blink. Well, maybe we just got bulbs out. Hopefully. I didn't hear the fuel pump, but also we got the flat flashing away. Lovely. Still kind of concerned about dash lights here. Why aren't we having it? Oh, there they are. Now I see them. Wonder if that works. Close the door. Hey, that works. Wow. Says and the lights inside there work too. All right. And we locked the door. Next. That's annoying. Vent. Yay! Awesome. We got no check engine light. I sure hope everything's gonna work. We'll find out soon. We do have voltage, Says we got gas, which this tank we do, and I'm gonna have to switch that back out. Lights off, key out. Okay. So besides the anti-theft light, it looks like everything's working. Does the shifter work? It does. Awesome, that works. Great. Looks like we're getting somewhere. Got to fix that wire for the center console. That's for the overdrive button. I'll get that fixed here real quick, get the center console back on. I think I got like 5 of them to choose from. So, it is what it is. Maybe clean it up a little bit. I got another one sitting on the floor, another couple upstairs, but I'll get the center console in, screwed down, and then we can put seats in. The driver's seat, the motor for the up-down is not working correctly. So I believe the blue car actually came with another couple motors, but I mean, if there's nothing wrong, it'd be this motor. Yeah, because this motor works most of the time, but this is the up and down. So I think it came with both of them. But we'll take a look. Maybe it's a switch. Who knows? Who knows right now? Suppose it's a lot of stuff I could test if I wanted to. I don't know if I really want to. We'll get into that. All right, let me fix that wire. All right, check this out. I know it's not perfect, but we have center consolage. It's looking pretty good. I don't know what radio's going in here yet, so haven't done anything about that, but it's something we'll have to do. The good old one cup holder it's got. And the e-brake actually does work in here. There we go. Fantastic single cup holder. We got power here, power over there. I think it'll be nice. Well, right now he's 13 still, so by the time he gets to drive this, I'm sure he'll be not the happiest with it and wish he had something better, but you know what, it is what it is. I guess probably should go ahead and get that passenger seat in here and maybe see about fixing the driver's seat. See what goes on there. All right, so we got that passenger seat in. What I got going on here, let me see if I can make this, hopefully we can see this here. So these are the set of motors I got that came with the car. Doesn't look like you can see low enough. There, hopefully now you can. Let's see. Looks like everything is dark. Okay, everything is dark. So these are the motors I got with the car. Came with the switch as well. I'm guessing somebody just grabbed these out of a junkyard or something, hoping that they would work. So we're gonna go ahead and plug it into the car here, hopefully, and see if this stuff works. All right, so, ooh, that one moves real good, and so does that one. So maybe we should just switch them both. Oop. Maybe they move too good. Okay, because I know the power forward, reverse, front, back, whatever, does not work all that good on that other seat. So let's go take a look here. see what's involved in switching this stuff. Okay, so as long as I know this one somewhat works, but not honestly quite sure how it goes in there. I suppose the best way to do this would actually be to take the seat bracket off and then do it on a bench. Might actually have to. This one looks really clean. I don't know why it's not working. Oh, we got the gas shock here. I wonder if that's bad. Maybe that's what was causing an issue. I know there was another shock that was in the car as well. Well, it looks like, from what I can tell here, off all these brackets, it's actually riveted in. This bracket is riveted into the car. Got 2 bolts here to take it off. And a pin that slides through. I don't think we can see the pin. It's retained right here, but this pin slides through to hold that motor in place. Oh boy. Well, you know what? Let's just take this seat, hook it up in the car, take this other switch. Maybe we'll get lucky and it's just a switch. Doubt it, but you never know. Mess. All right. I wish there was a better way to do all this right now. I really do. All right, so I got this other switch hooked up. Forward, back. Works. It sounds kind of weak. And now that's working on this one. Kind of. Whew, I can smell that. If you look, the screw is bent. But it's working. Not very happy, but it's working. That's max. Neither of those motors are very happy, are they? Alright, I'm going to plug in the other switch. Alright, back to the switch it's in. And now it's working. Oh, it's not going down. So it's a switch issue. Well, I think I'm going to cheat right now and just replace the switch. So we do know it's a switch issue as of right now, but like I said, the motors could be better, but we got spares. Take out the 2 screws here, pull out that switch, put this one in, and call it good for now. All right, we are in the next day. Seat is in. It's looking pretty good. I had my son come out last night and try it out, and he thought he liked it pretty good. So everything's looking good in here. I still need to grab trim piece for the mirror up here off the other car, but interior's pretty much back together minus the radio. So hopefully that'll stay that way. Got the windshield, still got to replace. Starting this morning, I went and grabbed the master proportioning valve and brake lines off the other car because they're a little bit different, and the ones that were in this car were cut and rusty. The proportioning valve in here is different. So this one's a vertical one, the other one was horizontal, which means the mounting holes are different as well. So now I'm going to have to take and notch a slice in here to get the proportioning valve to fit, which hopefully isn't a big deal. Got the wiring fed through. I yanked out the other stuff since I was working on the brakes. Grab a light here. So got the brake lines situated there. The coilovers are loose on here, so I'm going to keep those loose. I'm actually going to probably put those coilovers in the Fox body, hopefully. So, you know, it's got some rust. I know it does, but it's not too bad. What we don't have on this one, though, is where we would mount the ignition box underneath here. I'm thinking that's what was down on a little mountain down under here was the ignition box, not ABS module. That's probably my bad. So we're gonna have to figure out, looking between the two cars, which one's gonna go where. Front on this car is bent up. The other Mustang was the same way, even though the core support was replaced as well. So I'm gonna try and pull this back a little bit straighter anyway, as long as the radiator goes in and the condenser goes in. That's my main concern. We have a bent bar here. I don't know if we'll have to deal with that. Not overly worried. Like I said, I could take a hammer and bend that straight, just as long as we're not interfering with the core support or the condenser on the radiator. So that's the main thing there. I'm sure some of this stuff changed on wiring and whatnot, but connectors look all like they're going to be fine. So we're going to go ahead and remove this old mount, get the new one in, and be on our merry way. All right, I guess I should have charged my camera overnight. Gonna have to do that here pretty quick. So for what I did on the proportioning valve here, let me get the light. Figured out where that tab would go. Drill a hole. Now that's good enough. Gonna leave it. It works. It'll do what I need it to do. So master cylinder is in position now, so I can go ahead and bolt all that in. I can get all the brake lines put kind of in place as best they can be, which pretty much they are right now. Ignition box on the other car just stepped in the floor dry. It has these little studs in holes right over here. Well, we don't have those holes. So I suppose I'll have to drill some holes and figure out how to manage that as well. I don't know if we'll do nut zerts or what. That's gonna, actually we probably can't do nut zerts. Maybe. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it had holes over here that are not in this car. So that's just more difference between the 94 and the 97. But got to get that in, and then we'll work on straightening that stuff out here real quick. I need to keep moving, and I want to try and get this in yet today, hopefully. I'm gonna go throw this on the charger. All right, well, I'm still waiting for the other camera to charge. So front end's out. It's all taken care of, all out. Came out actually fairly well. Ignition box, there was one screw hole here already. I just drilled another one and put it in, so that's good to go. Straighten the front end as best we could, ratchet strap, hammer, You know, the condenser fits in there now, so that's my main concern. Nothing's gonna be perfect. It's actually twisted up, so I don't know what happened there. I'm guessing somebody put a jack on it, but it is what it is. So we're ready. We gotta, actually we're not ready, but the car's ready. So where we're at now is we got to take and clean the floor up because it's a disaster all around. So we'll have to clean up. Then we got to lift the car up. So the way we'll do that is we're probably going to have to take the engine hoist. We can get in here on the bumper just like we did on the other car, lift up, and then put it on the jack stands, and at that point try and roll this back underneath, and hopefully I can do some time lapse on this. Not sure if we're going to leave the caster camber plates on here, probably, because these are designed for a SN95, not a Fox body, so I'll just have to get different ones for that. And these are actually QA1s, so kind of a nice treat that came with the car. So then we'll have to take the plates off of here and deal with that, try and figure out what's what on that, but I'm not too worried about that. So all right, well, I better clean the floor up here, and then I guess we'll go ahead and see what we can do. All right, so we've been moving. Condensers in, radiators in. The radiator on a 97 is different from a 94. Lo and behold, the mounts are in a different spot, top and bottom. Well, the other car didn't have one of the bottom ones. This one has both of them, but they don't line up. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. The top didn't line up because they mount in a different fashion. So rev nuts to the rescue and a couple drill bits. So now we got mounts there. This is in a different position because on a 94 this would have been down over here and the mount would have been underneath here. So a little bit different, but you know what, it's gonna work. Got everything pretty much mounted in here. Everything's loose. I gotta tighten the lines up yet. Still have to switch over the power steering lines. Still gotta tighten up the master to the booster. And then I gotta find the AC O-rings that I have hiding in here somewhere. Because right now I'm confused as to where they are. I got some, but they aren't the right size. I think I got standard. So then I'll get the AC in and get that button up. Fuel lines are hooked up. I'm waiting on the wiring until I got the AC dryer in place and lines in. Then I'll hook up the wiring. Then we can move on to suspension. Final bolt in the transmission, hook up the drive shaft, and then gas tank. So this one had the cats cut off of it before I got a hand in it. But this engine actually has cats on it, and it looks like our flanges might line up somewhat. So I might mess around and see if I can get these cats on that one, just because this has O2 sensors and I would like to avoid a check engine light if possible. But that's a little bit down the road yet. Main focus right now is getting it all back together, see if I can make it start, see if it'll run, and get out of the garage until I can get a transmission for it. I'm sure you might have noticed in the time lapse, I did loosen the transmission bell housing bolts to make sure that they were easy to remove when it comes to the time of replacing that transmission. There's no point in putting transmission fluid in it right now because the trans is junk. So I'm not even going to waste my time with that. I just want to make sure it'll run. I don't even have to put antifreeze in it right now because it's going to sit until I can get a transmission for it. So kind of a waste of time, but yet not, because realistically now it's together and all I have to do is drop out the transmission, put a new one in it, or a used one, new to me, and be on our merry way, hopefully. But I'm gonna keep I'm actually gonna search for some O-rings right now. I think I've been looking, but the place is just a disaster right now, so I'm gonna keep looking here, and hopefully we can get some O-rings here pretty quick. When I find them, get that AC taken care of and move on to suspension. It's really muggy in here today. All right, AC line's on. Everything's buttoned up under here, I think, besides the intake. I actually got a holding vacuum right now, and it's been holding at the same amount for a good 45 minutes, probably almost an hour now. Got the sway bar lightly bolted in. I want to get these plates off so we can utilize the camber caster plates that are on the car. Hopefully they'll work. And then got to try and compress the coil in. Use a jack it up. It'll be fine. Just gotta try and get these off. Hopefully a couple Ugga Duggas will get it off on both sides, and then I can put that up and in, and we can get brake lines connected, and then sway bars, and hopefully keep moving. That's almost it for up here. Go move down. Transmission shift cable, drive shaft, stuff's around here somewhere. Yeah. You know, I think right now I'm looking more forward to getting the car out so I can clean again. It's a disaster right now. Well, it's been a long day. Yeah. It's been a mess. Been cleaning. We're back together. Gas tank is in, drive shaft is in, everything's tidied up in here for the most part. What do I got left? Don't have a battery. That's okay right now. The transmission cable is not adjusted because it's in park and it's not moving, or it moves just fine rather. And I'm missing one of the bolts for the transmission cable bracket. That is somewhere in this general vicinity. And on top of that, these wonderful struts that were on the car, or on the other car, don't like to play well with the caster camber plates, and probably because they're old, crappy, corroded, rusty, etc. So we'll probably swap out these struts and just take the coilover kit off of them and utilize these struts on this car. It's been a day. I am shot. Hopefully I can find that bolt tomorrow. That way I can I don't know if I'll push the car out right away. My goal was to get it running today, and basically I'm at a point where excuse me, I need to put gas in it, hook a battery up, and adjust the shifter cable, and it can run. Ain't gonna go anywhere. I'm not putting transmission fluid in it. I'm not gonna put any coolant in it right now. It held vacuum on the AC, so we're good there. But yeah, that's gonna end it for tonight. We do have to bleed brakes too before, well, it can probably get shoved outside without brakes. The parking brake works, but that's up for debate. So we'll see how that goes. Check it out tomorrow, see what happens. All right, good morning. We're back at it again. I got lucky that I found a bolt for the transmission actually in the trunk. It was from the original engine that was in here. Pulled the struts off of here. I was gonna throw them in here, but we were running into a problem. So this coilover kit that's on here, the tolerances are extremely tight right here, to the point where I can't get this piece off of either of them. I just tried heat, I've tried turning them, they aren't gonna come off. So I guess I get to undo what I did yesterday and struggled for hours with to put these in instead. Because the spring on this side on the car was a real bear to get in. So I guess I get to undo all that and put the coilovers back in this car and ignore all that for right now because I don't have 3.8 mounts, so that can just go sit. If my son wants to mess with that later on, by all means, he can throw a V8 in here and get the correct mounts, or we can make stuff. It don't matter. Oh boy. Anywho, we do have power, and I did find another bulb, so now we have two blinkers on the front. We got one on each side. Now I gotta figure out the back, but it's supposed to rain today, and I still want to get the rear end out of the other car and try and get that out of here. Rear end, bumper cover, tail lights, and the floor section. But I want to get this strut done here so we can get somewhere on this. At least both of these struts anyway. All right, well, we're back to coilovers. That's done. I got to make sure they're adjusted somewhat equally. But now it's brake fluid, bleed the brakes out, and get gas and see if we can get this thing fired up. I'm hoping we can get it fired today. Well, I'm hoping we fire it here soon, actually. Because once it's running and I know it runs, then we're just going to get it out of here. So that's where we're at right now. After I get the transmission replaced, that's when I'll do the exhaust on it, so I'm not too worried about that right now. So I'm gonna run to the store real quick, grab some brake fluid, grab some gas, and we'll get on this. Well, one thing after another. Working on trying to figure out all the security system, make sure everything is working. Put brake fluid in it, haven't bled the brakes yet, so we got to do that. Ended up having to change the harness on this side. I was going to try and get away from that, but it's wired differently. So all the harness on this side has been changed. We still don't have horns, and it looks like it might be in the column itself. Right under here is where the cruise control module is, and lo and behold, that's different between the 2 years as well. So I got to swap that out of the other car yet, go grab that and put that in here. But now the jump pack is just junk, so unfortunately I can't try to start it. But before this, I had no check engine light, no power to the ECU, so I got all that tore apart right now down there. That's all ripped apart. But now we have check engine light, we have theft light, I have the key, the other key here, so that was just close to that. See, now right there. So now we're good there, and like I said, we're just, that's junk. We do have fuel gauge that's working. I can hear the fuel pump, so everything seems to be where it should be. So now I just got to get that together, put some type of battery, probably that one right there, set that one at least in here, maneuver the battery tray in there somehow and hold it with 2 screws. That's all broken up now because rust under batteries, yeah, you know, it's a thing for batteries to have acid and boil over. So that's, yeah, but I'll go ahead and get that taken care of. Maybe bleed the brakes, but I want to see if I can get this thing running. So I'm gonna put a battery tray in here, drop a battery in, and hopefully get something going here. Hopefully. I did just have that battery on the charger. It's not fully charged, but it's out of my F100, so it's at least got a little bit. That broken piece does not like me. I might have to break it more. Should just grind it off. There we go. Somewhat of a battery tray, and like I said, I still gotta bleed the brakes. My biggest thing is making it run. I did put probably about 3 gallons of gas in the tank, so that's a plus that the gauge is working. You can hear the fuel pump, all that's a plus. I had to swap the washer bottle too because the pump is different, wiring is different. Just one thing after another apparently. And I can't just rewire the plug on the cruise control either, because one's a 6-wire, one's a 7-wire. The horn, the relay's not even working, so that's why I'm saying it's probably in the steering wheel. And the battery is the wrong battery, but it's the right battery because it's the battery I have. Maybe, hopefully, this thing will actually run and do what it's supposed to do. That'd be a plus. All right, grab a battery. Side post converted to top post. Converted to zip tie or vice grip. Where is my vice grip? how this reached when it was in the other car. Why isn't it reaching now? Let's make it so it reaches. At least for right now. When I put the right battery in, then it'll be fine. Come on, there, good enough. Okay, let's see if she'll fire. Hopefully. Nope. All right, which one was it? Negative? Try it again. Must be positive. Well, what? Why is it acting like it's not getting juice? I know I have a really, really poor connection on the negative, but maybe that's what's... See if that's better. Well, that's really odd. I wish I had better connectors right now. Good oil pressure, looking good. Everything's working. Great. Awesome. We'll start back up. Now, just if we had a transmission that would work, wouldn't that be just fantastic now, wouldn't it? Whew. All right, I guess it's time to bleed the brakes. Awesome, awesomeness. All right, brakes are bled. Got good pedal, still runs, still fires up. She's on the ground. I didn't adjust the coilovers very well, but they're there. Changed the cruise module out. Here's the old one. It was vacuum operated. The new one, or the one for the 97, is all electronic. That hides right up inside here. Everything's done. Well, for now. So this is going to get pushed out, and Mother Nature decided it was not a day that I was going to be able to pull anything outside. Been raining on and off all day, so I'm not going to worry about pulling that other rear end out of the 97 today and the floor and yada yada. Right now, the only thing that I got going on with this is that I don't have a left rear turn signal, and obviously exhaust and transmission, or coolant. Other than that, it's all good. Well, horn. I think I might need a clock spray on the horn, but nonetheless, done for now. We're gonna go ahead and get this out of the garage, and that's gonna be the end of it until I get a transmission. So once the transmission's in, then we'll go ahead and pull this back in, get the transmission swapped out, get the horn working, get the rest of the lights working, and get it done. So thanks for your time. Appreciate you watching. You have yourself a great day. Get out in the garage and do something. Have a good one.